Yo, welcome back to Renew Kids. We are so excited to have you here. Today I'm joined by my best buds, Brandon and Liam, and we're going to be talking about some pretty fun things.
Yeah, guys, last week we learned about this cool guy named Gideon. We learned about his story and all the the confidence he had to have to trust God, right? He had to trust in his own abilities and his army's abilities, but he obeyed God and things turned out pretty good for him. So yeah, that's what we learned about last week.
Yeah, this week we're going to learn about one of my favorite Bible characters.
Who's that?
The Prophet Elijah.
Prophet Elijah.
Elijah's a legend, and we're going to get right into his story right after we go into some worship.
Yeah, join us for some really fun worship, guys.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
1, 2, 1, 2. Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Press play. Jesus, we know we belong here because of your love for us that goes on and on forever. Jesus, we know you are with us wherever we go. You're there, we'll always be together. So sing along with me for all the joy he brings. It's going down. Get in the mix. We're not stopping. Get in the mix. The party's hopping. Get in the mix. Everybody say it's time to press play. Get in the mix. The beat is dropping. Get in the mix. Feet are stomping. Get in the mix. Everybody say it's time to press play. Press play. Press play. Jesus, we know we belong here because of your love for us that goes on and on forever. Jesus, we know you are with us wherever we go. You're there, we'll always be together. So sing along with me for all the joy he brings. It's going down. Get in the mix. We're not stopping. Get in the mix. The party's hopping. Get in the mix. Everybody say it's time to press play. Get in the mix. The beat is dropping. Get in the mix. Feet are stomping. Get in the mix. Everybody say it's time to press play. Press play. Press play. Press play. Press play. All right. We're gonna break it down one time, y'all. You gotta sing it out with all you got. Y'all ready? Come on. Clap your hands like this. Have confidence to get in the mix. Clap your hands like this. Have confidence to get in the mix. Now clap your hands like this. Have confidence to get in the mix. Now clap your hands like this. Everybody get in the mix. Get in the mix. We're not stopping. Get in the mix. The party's hopping. Get in the mix. Everybody say it's time to press play. Get in the mix. The beat is dropping. Get in the mix. Feet are stomping. Get in the mix. Everybody say it's time to press play. Get in the mix. Press play. Press play. Press play. Press play.
Well, welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for joining the three of us here in worship. I know that we always have a great time worshiping our God back here, so we hope you guys did too.
Yeah, it's a good time. We always know that Brandon back here is the best dancer. He's got all the moves. He's got all the dance moves. You guys can learn something from him. He's a great dancer. But yeah, guys, today we're going to learn about a cool story.
Shoot, Liam, what
What in the world is happening?
is this?
What? That's magic.
It's
That's
like
impossible.
floating.
What is happening? Emma, can you explain what's happening?
Well, guys, today we're going to be learning a pretty cool story about the prophet Elijah and how through God, he was able to do some pretty impossible things. And we're going to be talking a little bit about what that looks like in that story, but also just trying to grasp our mind around how God can do impossible things, even when to us they seem so impossible. Yeah.
True.
That's pretty
Are you
crazy.
doing that through God's power? Is he going through your veins? Coursing through your
Brandon,
veins?
you caught me. I actually can't do anything impossible, which
Oh,
is why I have a
there-
piece of tape attached to my finger with
Wasn't even
a
real.
chopstick.
It wasn't even real.
So this is an activity that we wanted to show you guys to kind of demonstrate that sometimes things seem super impossible, but here I actually can't do anything impossible because I'm not God. So we just thought it'd be fun if you guys wanted to try a little magic trick at home. You can get a straw or a chopstick and then attach it to your finger with tape and do that little fun motion because it actually looks like it's
It actually-
floating.
it does look pretty
actually
cool.
does.
I'm definitely trying that at home.
You were
Yeah.
kind of convinced that it was actually floating.
Yep.
I mean, I know you're talented, but I didn't know you're a magician. So
No,
that's pretty
definitely
crazy.
not.
But yeah, we're learning about things that are impossible and things that are only possible with God. So let's watch our story and yeah, let's learn more.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of 1 Kings. Chapter 18.
Israel was ruled by many kings who didn't listen to God, but King Ahab was the very worst. He even built a temple to a false god.
Everybody worship Baal. He is very great because, I don't know, he can make it rain and stuff. Woot!
But the Lord sent a prophet named Elijah to deliver a message to King Ahab.
As the Lord lives, there will be neither dew nor rain in the next few years, except at my word.
You pipsqueak. Baal can make it rain. Also, off with your head.
Elijah quickly departed the palace, and at the Lord's direction, he escaped and hid east of the Jordan River. For 3 years, there was no rain in Israel.
Impossible. I won't allow it. Baal, make it rain this instant.
Crops failed, rivers and brooks dried up. King Ahab was desperate. In fact, his wife Jezebel even hunted down most of the prophets of God that were left in Israel.
Off with their heads.
But through it all, God provided food and water for Elijah. In the 3rd year of the drought, God spoke to Elijah again.
Go, speak to Ahab. Then I will send rain on the land.
You do realize he wants to kill me. Okay, here goes.
As Elijah traveled to the palace, he met King Ahab on the road.
Is that you, you troubler of Israel?
I haven't made trouble for Israel. You have.
Yeah, well, I'm rubber your glue. Whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you.
You've abandoned the Lord and followed Baal.
Whatevs. He's more popular.
You want a showdown? Fine. Gather all the people and meet me on Mount Carmel. Oh, and bring all the prophets of Baal.
Oh, you're on.
King Ahab sent a message throughout the land, and the Israelites gathered on Mount Carmel, along with 450 of the prophets of Baal.
How long will you go back and forth between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal's God, follow him. I'm the only prophet of the Lord left, but Baal has 450 prophets. Hey, get 2 bulls for us. Let Baal's prophets prepare one of the bulls and place it on an altar to Baal, but not light it. I'll put the other bull on an altar to the Lord. The God who answers by fire, well, he is God.
What you say is good.
The prophets of Baal prepared a bull as a sacrifice and placed it on the altar to Baal.
Baal, this is for you. Light this bull on fire. Hey, Baal, answer us.
From morning until noon, the prophets of Baal danced around the altar, calling on their false god.
Hey, shout louder. Maybe he's asleep or on a trip.
The prophets of Baal danced harder and shouted louder all through the afternoon, but there was still no answer. At last, Elijah stood up.
Enough! Come here to me.
Elijah took 12 large stones and rebuilt an altar to the Lord. Then he took the bull and sticks of wood and placed them on the stones and dug a deep trench around the entire altar. He turned to several of the Israelites and said,
Fill 4 large jars with water and pour it on the offering and the wood.
You do know wet wood doesn't burn, right?
Just do it. Now do it again. Do it a third time.
The wood became so wet, water even flowed down the altar and filled the trench.
Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, let everyone know that you are the one true God. Answer me, Lord, so these people will know that you are God and that you are turning their hearts back again.
There was a long moment of silence. Everyone waited, breathless. And then, fire fell from heaven onto the altar and instantly burned up the wet wood and the sacrifice, even licking up the water in the trench. The people fell on their faces.
Yippee! The Lord is God!
Terrified, the prophets of Baal tried to escape, but were captured and wiped out. Elijah turned to King Ahab.
Go, eat and drink, for there is the sound of a heavy rain.
Though the sky was completely clear, in a short time a tiny cloud appeared. More clouds joined the first. They turned dark and black. The wind rose, and fat drops of rain splattered onto the dry earth for the first time in 3 years. Filled with God's strength and joy, Elijah raced ahead of King Ahab's chariot to the city. God had done the impossible.
Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for watching that video. I think it was so cool to see how the prophet Elijah was able to do some pretty impossible things through God, things that we can't even wrap our mind around.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. It was a pretty great story, and it makes me think about Jesus, because in the same way that we're in an impossible situation because of our sin, because of death, through Jesus we have defeated sin, we defeated death, we defeated Satan, and that's a very amazing thing to put our confidence in, I think.
Totally.
For sure. Yeah. This story reminds me of what we were just doing with Emma. We saw her do her magic trick and we thought, wow, it's impossible. But then obviously only God can do impossible things. Just like in her story. We thought it was impossible for the fire to burn the wood and the meat and all that, but we see that God can do impossible things. That's very encouraging to put our confidence in that.
I definitely think we need to, this whole series has been on confidence, and Mix It Up is about having confidence in God, knowing that He is able to do all things. Amen. So even though the prophet Elijah had the Midianites and those who worship Baal surrounding him and intimidating him, he knew that God was telling him something, and he continued to pray to God, and God, he lit the livestock and the wood and all that.
He sure did.
Allowed it to come to a fire.
Can you guys imagine? Cool. Can you imagine being Elijah and you're sitting there with hundreds of people around you, all against you? You have to have a lot of confidence to trust in God. Because they're asking you to do something impossible, to light wet wood on fire. And that's crazy. I would be very stressed. I don't know if I'd have the confidence and have the faith, but Elijah did. So that it encourages me to have more faith and put my confidence in God.
Yep.
Yeah, guys,
we're going to be reading. We're going to be reading our verse for the last time. I think Liam's going to read it for us today.
Yeah.
We hope by now you guys have memorized this verse, but we're going to read it one last time just to wrap up this series.
I remain confident in this. I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Psalm 27, verse 13.
Anyways, thanks so much, guys, for watching. This has been a great lesson. I'm so excited we got to talk about Elijah today.
Yeah.
Like I said, he was one of my favorite Bible characters. And thank you all to those who came for Renew Kids on the Road.
Yeah.
So exciting.
It was really fun. And
Good time.
It was really fun, and we enjoyed it. And we hope that you join us for the next 5 weeks coming up. But
awesome.
that's it for today.
Thanks for joining us, guys. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.